Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my absolute favorite brushes with you, and I've been wanting to do this video for a really long time because I feel like some people don't really understand how important brushes are for your makeup application. Having the right makeup brushes is just so important. It is really essential to creating a flawless makeup look, and I feel like a lot of people just get so excited about the colors and the products that nobody really stops to think about how they're going to apply them, and people get disappointed when their makeup doesn't turn out as good as you see some pictures on Instagram and things like that. And the key to having a beautiful makeup application is having the right brushes. So I'm going to share with you some of my top favorites. This was really hard to narrow down my favorites because I have accumulated a lot of brushes. I love testing different brushes and seeing if they make a difference in my makeup application. So these are my top favorites, the ones that I feel like you should definitely pick up if you are trying to take your makeup to the next level and you're just really wanting to try advanced skills and things like that. You need to have the right brushes in your collection. So these are my favorite. I hope that you guys enjoy this video and learn a thing or two, and I will be showing you the brushes and letting you know what I use them for, and all of the brushes will be listed in the description box. So if you get confused or if you don't remember the number that I was saying or the name of the brush, please go check the description box at the end of the video because everything will be listed there. So thank you guys for watching, and let's get right into it. So I'm going to start off with face brushes and then I'll move on to the eyes. And the first brush that I'm going to share with you is by Morphe. This is the Morphe E6 and it's a flat top foundation brush. I love to use this when applying liquid foundation. It's really densely packed so it doesn't leave my foundation streaky when I apply it. If you've ever seen anybody, or if it's ever happened to you, where you go and try and apply your foundation and you have little streaks on your face, this brush does not do that. It blends beautifully and it definitely provides a medium to full coverage since it is a dense brush. It's super soft. This is by Morphe's Elite collection. You're probably going to hear me talk quite a bit about the Morphe Elite collection. In my opinion, it's their best collection that they have out of all of their brushes. So definitely check out Morphe if you haven't already. All of their brushes are super affordable, perfect for somebody just starting out in makeup or for working makeup artists. If you're trying to build your brush collection, they have beautiful brushes. So definitely check it out. This is one of my favorites. This brush is the perfect size to apply foundation. The only thing that I struggle a bit with is that it's a little too wide for in between the brows, but I'll just use a beauty blender instead. So I love this and highly recommend it. This is the Morphe E6. Another brush that I love to use for applying foundation or cream bronzer or any sort of creams and blending like that, this is the Real Techniques Sculpting brush. And as you can see, it's another really dense brush, but it's at an angle. So I just love to use this. It's really great for getting in there and blending out like a liquid bronzer or a cream bronzer. It's also good for getting right in between the eyebrows. Like I said, that Morphe one was just a little too wide for getting in between the brows. This one is also great for that, and it's perfect for anything. You can blend out underneath the eyes, and I love to use this just for like an all-over foundation brush. So one of my favorites. You can get so many different uses out of this. I love that it's angled and you get that precision with it. So highly recommend it. Real Techniques you can find at Ulta, I think Walmart. Lots of drugstores started carrying Real Techniques now too. So just keep your eye open for these brushes because they're super affordable and really great quality. I highly recommend all of the Real Techniques brushes. I've never been disappointed by a single one. Now I know this isn't a brush, but I absolutely had to include this because it is so necessary for you to have if you are looking for a flawless finish to your makeup, and it is a beauty sponge. This one is by the same brand as the last brush that I just showed you. These are by Real Techniques. You can get a pack of 2 sponges for $10, which is a great deal. Beauty sponges are an absolute must-have. Everybody should have this in their collection. These are just amazing. They do all the work for you. They just blend everything beautifully and seamlessly. Literally makes your skin look airbrushed. I'm sure you guys have heard of the Beauty Blender. Those are great too. These are just a more affordable option, and I find that they work just as great. So if you have not tried a beauty sponge yet, definitely do it. You're missing out if you haven't tried it because, like I said, it just does all of the work for you, and your face is going to look airbrushed when you're done using one of these. I have 2 favorite bronzing brushes. They're both from Sigma. This first one is the Sigma Small Contour F05 brush, and I love this for getting a precise contour. It is amazing. It's so fluffy and so soft. I love that this brush has a flat top to it. It's not completely flat like the foundation brush. As you can see, it still has a little bit of like roundness to the top of it. What I do is I'll take the angle, like the flat angle, and I'll chisel out my cheeks, and then I take the brush like this and start blending the product upwards. So you can do two different techniques with this one brush, which I love. That way you don't have to go in with a sharp contour brush and then another brush to blend it out. This one does both things for you, and I just absolutely love it. I feel like it's perfect for fitting in the contours of your cheeks and right up here by the temples and on the forehead. I just think it is adorable. This next one is the Sigma Tapered Face, the F25 brush, and as you can see, it is a much larger than the F05 and a completely different shape. This one is more of a tapered brush. The bristles are shorter and then they get longer, so this is also great for bronzing, but it covers more space at once. So this is great if you don't really want a contour, but you just want sort of like a nice blown out bronzy look. I like to just take this and dust this all over the place, and it covers a lot of space at once. So I love this, and it applies my bronzer nice and smooth. It doesn't leave it patchy or anything like that. So I really, really love this brush. This has been one of my favorites for a really long time now. My favorite blush brush is by Morphe, and it is the E4. This is another one in the Elite collection, so it is beautiful quality. And I just love this. As you can see, it has a nice angle to it, so it's perfect for applying blush right on the cheekbones and right onto the apples of the cheeks. I just love it. It's the perfect size. It's not too big, so you can get that nice precise application. The reason why I love this brush so much is because it applies just enough product to where it's not too overwhelming. It's not too dense to where it packs on piles of blush on your face. And it blends it out so beautifully, so I love this, highly recommend it. You can also use this to contour. I use so many brushes for so many different things, so don't feel like you just only have to use one brush for a specific thing. You can use it for multiple different techniques and things like that, but I just use this for blush, but you could totally use it for bronzer, whatever else you want to use it for. If you are struggling with your foundation moving around when you go to apply your bronzer or your highlight and you feel like it's not staying in place, or if you go to apply it, it's patchy, it's probably because you're not setting the rest of your face before you go in with bronzer. So my favorite setting brush is by Real Techniques, and it is just their powder brush, and as you can see, it is super big and fluffy. I just love it. This brush is so soft, and all I do is I take whatever setting powder that I'm using and just apply it to like the lower half of my face, and as you can see, it just covers so much at once. So I just need a tiny bit of product and it spreads it out evenly over the face, and I just set my makeup before applying my bronzer, blush, and highlight, so that way my foundation doesn't move around. So this is one of my favorite brushes to do that with. These next two are duo fiber brushes from Sigma. This is the F50, the large duo fiber, and then this is the F55, which is the smaller guy. And if you don't have a duo fiber brush, you have to have some in your collection because they make a huge difference. And I have tried so many from many different brands, and these Sigma ones, for some reason, are just, I don't know, they just blow everything out of the water. These are amazing. If you're going to get a duo fiber brush, please get the ones from Sigma. These ones are just 10 times better than any other brushes that I have tried. These brushes are good for so many different things. Like if you apply too much bronzer and you have to blend it out, this just blends it like a dream. So I love to use the bigger fluffy one to blend out cream bronzers, liquid bronzers. If I apply too much powder bronzer, you can use these for powder, you can use them for liquid, you can use it to apply foundation. And for some reason, these little bristles really just get into every little crevice of your face and just smooth everything over, and just, it makes your makeup look flawless. I just really recommend having a duo fiber brush in your collection. These are also really great for mature skin. For some reason, they just work so beautifully. I think it's because I don't want to say that it shears out the products, because it doesn't like take away your product. It just leaves you with a beautiful natural coverage, natural finish, and just blends everything and takes it to the next level. It literally looks like you photoshopped your face when you use a duo fiber brush to blend out your makeup products. So definitely get your hands on one of these. It will totally change your makeup game and take it to the next level. My favorite brush to set my concealer underneath the eyes is the Morphe M438. So I use this brush with powder, and I just go like this and set my concealer right underneath my eyes, and it's perfect for just getting right in this area here. And I also use it to set the concealer on my chin, my forehead, down my nose. It's just a perfect little pointed brush. It's pretty much a smaller version of this Sigma brush. So they have that same sort of tulip shape. I know Sigma has one of these brushes too. Many different brands have a brush like this, but the Morphe one is super affordable. So highly recommend checking this out. I love it. It has never failed me and it gives me beautiful coverage, so I just love this. I have two favorite highlighting brushes to share with you. This one is brand new to my collection and I have just been loving it ever since I picked it up. This is by the Japonesque brand, and my friend Riley actually pointed this out to me when we were at Namie's because she was looking for a fan brush. She was like set on getting a fan brush. She saw this brush and she was like, oh my gosh, this looks like it'd be really good. And I was like, you're right, it looks beautiful. It sort of looks like the NARS brushes. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the NARS brushes, but this one is by Japonesque and I just love it. It's great for applying the highlight right on the top of your cheekbones, right on the tip of your nose, right up here. It just gives you a really light dusting. And it doesn't apply too much product, but if I want to pack on a little bit more product, I will use the Morphe M501. This is a brush that Jaclyn Hill mentioned a long time ago in her videos, and it was like sold out and so popular, and I see why she loves it so much because it really just gives you that intense highlight. So if you want that JLo glow and you want everybody to be able to see your highlight from like 100 feet away, then get your hands on this brush because it'll do it for you. Alright, so I'm moving on to eye brushes and I have a lot to share with you guys. I narrowed it down to my favorites and then I was trying to pick my favorites from my favorites, but I just couldn't narrow it down anymore. So I'm just gonna list them all, tell you what I use them for, and then you guys can kind of decide what you want to do with your makeup and what brushes you want to start off with, just so that way you have options, because I feel like if I'm not telling you about all these brushes, then I'm like keeping a secret from you guys, and I gotta share my secrets with you because I feel like I'm just not being honest. So yeah, I'm just gonna share a lot with you and then you pick and choose what you think you like, what looks interesting to you, whatever appeals to you. The first one I'm going to share with you is the Sigma P84. This is the precision angled brush, and this is not just an eye brush. You can use this for concealer underneath the eyes. You can use it for concealer anywhere on the face. What I personally love to use this for is I put this in my MAC paint pot and I use it to conceal my eyelids and prime my eyelids before starting my eyeshadow, and I just feel like it applies it so easily and so quickly that I just love this, and I've been using that for my MAC paint pot forever. Another brush that I just cannot go without, I use this on an everyday basis, or at least whenever I'm doing my makeup. This is the Morphe E29. It looks like this. It's got an angled brush on one side and then a spoolie on the other, so I love using this to apply my eyebrow powder. This has become a holy grail eyebrow brush for me, so I absolutely love it. I like that this brush isn't too small. As you can see, it's sort of a long angled brush, which makes it really easy to apply the eyebrow powder. I feel like I just do my eyebrows so much more faster now that I use this brush. You can see me use it in my most recent eyebrow tutorial, so check that out if you're interested. The brush that I have been loving to set the MAC paint pot, because I always set it with an eyeshadow or a setting powder before I go in with the eyeshadows, just to make everything blend a lot smoother. This is the Sigma Large Fluff brush, and this is the E50. So it is literally the perfect size. It just fills up my whole eyelid with powder and sets it in 2 seconds. So I love this brush. You can use other brushes to set the concealer or the paint pot or whatever you're using to prime your eyelids. You don't need this brush. This is just one of my personal favorites because it does it so quickly and I can just move right on to the next step. A blending brush that everybody must have in their collection is the Sigma E40 blending brush. Morphe makes one that's really similar. This is the E27. As you can see, they're pretty much the same exact size, but for some reason I don't know, I just love my Sigma one so much. I feel like this one's just ride or die for me, but the Morphe one is a bit cheaper and they pretty much do the same thing. So I don't know, whatever appeals to you. This one I just had first, so I just love it a little bit more. But it's perfect for distributing a large amount of product, like buffing out into the crease and giving like a soft application. I just absolutely love this brush. As you can see, it fits perfectly into the crease and really does a great job at blending, so everybody needs a brush like this in their collection. Another great one is the Sigma E25 brush or the Morphe M433. As you can see, they're pretty much the same brush, just a different price range, so whatever floats your boat. Sigma is a really great brand, Morphe's a really great brand. I'm just showing you guys both so you have some options, but these are great for just getting right into the crease. The E40 just is a little bit puffier, so it covers more space, but this one's great for getting right into the crease as you can see, and then you can flip it sideways and cover more space like that. So these are really great blending brushes. The Sigma E40 and the E25 are brushes that I had from the very beginning when I was just learning how to do more advanced makeup looks. So I would definitely say if you're a beginner, get your hands on these two and you'll be good to go for a lot of simple looks. Don't think that you need all of these makeup brushes at once to create beautiful makeup looks. Just start off with a couple and build your collection, and you'll notice what you're missing as you go along. The more you learn, you'll notice like, oh, I need a brush for that, or it would be really great if I had a more precise brush to do like a cut crease, and you know, things like that. You'll figure out what you need to add to your collection as you're learning and as you're growing. So just don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like you need to get everything all at once. These were two brushes that I had from the very beginning, and I did just fine learning with these two. So don't freak out. You will be okay. This next one is the Morphe M562, and I love this. This is just like a little tiny little mini version of the Sigma E40. As you can see, it's a lot smaller, but it has a very similar shape. This I used today to get that, you see how the color is a little bit darker there right in the crease? That's what this brush came in handy for. So I really love this. It's just a super small fluffy brush. You get really great precision with it, and you can really focus on detail and just like precise application. This next one is the Morphe M440. It's just a angled brush. I hope you guys can see the angle of this brush, but I love this for applying color to the outer corner of my eye. What I'll do, I'll place this brush right in the crease and deposit the color, and then I'll flip my brush around at an angle like this and just start flicking it outwards, and then I'll go back and blend it, and then I'll like switch to my E40 and whatnot, and it just, I don't know, it's really good at applying color right to the outer corner, or sometimes I'll flip it back this way and I'll pack color on the outer corner of the eye like this. I just find that it has made a huge difference in just applying colors to the outer corner of my eye. This next brush is an eyeliner brush, and it is by Bdellium Tools. It's their number 116 brush, and this is actually a special effects brush, but I like to use it for eyeliner. I love that this brush is so small that you can get right here in the inner corner of the eye, and for some reason I just have such control when I'm using this brush. I've tried a lot of different pointed liner brushes and angled liner brushes, but this one really just stands out to me, and I feel like I always get the best winged liner when I use this brush. Alright, we're getting closer to the end here. I only have a couple more to share with you. This is the Sigma E55. This is a beautiful brush for packing color onto the lid. I like using this for my Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows, pigments, anything like that. Just spray a little bit of MAC Fix Plus onto your brush after you've picked up the product, and then just place it on your eye, and it gives you a beautiful, super pigmented application. So it's really great if you want like intense color payoff on the lid. I would definitely recommend this. You can use it for matte eyeshadows too, but I just love this for using like foiled or glittery sort of eyeshadows. This is the Sigma Firm Shader Brush, and this is great for so many different things. I used this today to apply some shadow right here to the inner corner. I also use it to go right underneath the brow bone. You can use it in the crease to create a nice sharp cut crease. There's so many different things you can use this brush for. It's totally up to you. Whatever you want to use it for, you can use it on the lower lash line. It's just a really nice diverse brush, and it's another one you can use like a foiled or a glitter or a pigment on and just pack it right here to the center of the lid. Whatever you want to do with it. That's the beautiful thing about all of these brushes. You can use them for whatever you want to use them for. This is the Sigma F70, and it is my favorite concealer brush. I love to use this to clean up my eyebrows after I've applied the powder. I'll just take a little concealer on this brush and just clean up the outer line of my eyebrows. I can go right underneath with it, and that's pretty much what I use this for. It's my favorite tool to clean up the brows and make them super sharp and crisp and on point. I feel like at some point everybody should have this in their collection, or a brush like this. It doesn't have to be this specific one. This is the Morphe M432. It's just a flat definer brush, and this is great for so many different things. You can use this for the eyebrows. You can use it to clean up the eyebrows. You can use it to pack color to the lower lash line. You can use it for the top lash line, whatever you want to use this brush for. This next brush just makes me so happy when I see it because I just think it is so cute. It's the Morphe E18, and I love this brush to apply product right to the inner corner of my eye and do like an inner corner highlight, or sometimes to highlight the brow bone, or even the Cupid's bow I've used this for. I just love this little brush. I don't know why, but it makes me so happy. I think it's so cute and I love it. Super affordable. It's just like a pencil brush, but it's not pointed. It has more of a dome shape. So it's really nice for applying product directly in whatever area you want to apply it in. So I just love this. One of my favorites. So the last brush that I want to share with you is the Sigma E45, and this is just a tapered blending brush. So as you can see, it comes to a point. It's different than the E40, where as you can see, the E40 is a lot fluffier, and this one is just a pointed, tapered blending brush. And so I love to just go right in the crease with this. You can go on the lower lash line, whatever you want to do with this. I just love it because it is tapered, so when you apply it, you're not going to get a super harsh line. It still does a lot of blending for you because it has that tapered structure to it. So definitely recommend having this in your brush collection as well. Alright you guys, so that's it for my favorite makeup brushes. I hope that this wasn't too much. I hope it wasn't overwhelming. Remember what I said, you don't need all of these brushes at once. So please don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I don't need all these makeup brushes. You absolutely do not need all of these. Start off with just a couple, some basic blending brushes. Research makeup tutorials and see what these people are using to do the certain techniques that you want to learn. Observe and just learn and keep it in mind so that way when you go to apply those techniques, you know what sort of brushes you're going to be looking for. So just study, just practice, and you will get better, I promise. But definitely make investing in brushes a priority if you're looking to take your makeup to the next level. It's not just about the products that you're buying, the makeup products and the eyeshadows. It has to do a lot with the brushes and the tools that you're using to apply your makeup. I hope that this video was helpful to you guys in some way. If you already have a brush collection, I hope maybe I mentioned something new that you haven't heard about or something that looks interesting that you want to try out and add to the collection that you already have. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Bye!